Lightsabers in Star Wars are a dime a dozen, but these particular laser swords tucked into the background of Ahsoka's ship may have caught your eye. While watching Episode 3 of Ahsoka, a few eagle-eyed Star Wars fans may have spotted a lightsaber collection that would put General Grievous to shame.
They are quite elegant, with several classic design motifs.
The episode opens in the training room on Ahsoka Tano's starship, where she and Padawan Sabine Wren enjoy a brief sparring match. In the background is an armory packed with a wide assortment of lightsabers, though oddly, neither Ahsoka nor Sabine ever mentions this collection. Plenty of fans online are no doubt wondering who these weapons belonged to before they wound up on Ahsoka's ship. Presumably, a few of them, or possibly all of them, were constructed by Huyang, since the ancient android aided several generations of Padawans in lightsaber construction. We know the lightsabers at the top of the collection are Huyang's work, since he carries 4 identical sabers during his training session with Sabine, each sporting a distinctive circle crossguard and emitting an abnormally thick blade for practice. While these lightsabers are clearly for training only, it's worth noting they all bear a striking resemblance to the lightsaber of Star Wars Rebels staple Kanan Jarrus, which also featured a unique circle crossguard but emitted a blue beam instead. Far more interesting than the practice sabers are the more distinctive blades adorning the training facility's back wall. Each has an extremely unique design, which implies that they belonged to other Jedi before they wound up in Ahsoka's armory. While none of these lightsabers immediately jump out as belonging to any known Jedi, there are a few familiar characteristics among them. The top right saber and the leftmost saber on the second row sport a sleeve of black rings, which is an iconic design on Obi-Wan Kenobi's and Qui-Gon Jinn's weapons in The Phantom Menace. The middle right saber bears a sleeve with black blocky protrusions like the lightsabers of Yoda and Mace Windu, while the bottom right saber draws comparisons to blades of Saesee Tiin and Darth Vader, both of which have large protruding activation switches. The most unique of all these sabers are the 2 on the top row. The top left lightsaber sports a thick black sleeve not unlike Vader's, though oddly it opens up halfway up the hilt, like a mouth from which the rest of the blade emerges. The top right weapon is also strange, with an enormous emitter that juts out above the blade and seemingly has a chunk cut out. The overall effect is a group of lightsabers that look slightly familiar but have not been connected to any known Jedi, at least not yet. Unless Ahsoka or Huyang go out of their way to identify who originally owned these lightsabers, viewers can only speculate on who they might have belonged to before the show's events. If Huyang did not create these lightsabers, the most likely option is that they belonged to Jedi that escaped the massacre of Order 66. Ahsoka could have encountered these survivors at any point after the Clone Wars, though if this is the case, it begs the question of why she took their lightsabers for her own. More probable is that they were in the possession of non-Jedi who either stole them or found them after a fallen Jedi cast them aside.
Next time, try not to lose it.
Yes, Master.
This weapon is your life.
In the event that Huyang did construct all these lightsabers, they were probably made in case Ahsoka took on another Padawan. If Ahsoka ever planned to teach other Force wielders the ways of the Jedi, something she almost agreed to do for Grogu in The Mandalorian, it stands to reason those new Jedi would need lightsabers. If this is the case, it's somewhat unfortunate that Ahsoka brought on Sabine Wren as an apprentice, as she already has a lightsaber courtesy of Ezra Bridger. Regardless, Ahsoka and company clearly have a huge number of lightsabers at their disposal, and one has to wonder if these extra blades will come in handy as the Ahsoka story moves forward.